Well, the EU has reportedly agreed to harsher new sanctions against Russia. According to diplomats, the most serious sanctions deal with the tech sector, finances, and an arms embargo. The ambassadors also added 8 names to the list of people subject to a freeze on assets and a ban on travel. In Russia, opinions are divided over the likely impact of a new round of sanctions imposed by the United States and the European Union. While the EU is expected to expand its sanctions, a new poll shows a majority of Russians blame the West for the conflict in Ukraine, and they back their continued Russian support for Ukraine separatists. Tom Barton is in Moscow, and he has this story.
Despite the threat of escalating sanctions, a new survey published by the independent Levada Center polling organization shows a majority of Russians believe their country should continue its support for the separatists in eastern Ukraine. Of the poll's 1,600 respondents, around a third were worried about sanctions, 2/3 weren't.
I don't care about sanctions because they've got nothing to do with me, a citizen of Russia. They affect businesses, so let the businessmen deal with it.
I don't think the sanctions will affect Russia. We are a strong country. I think there's nothing scary in these sanctions.
Of course, we feel sorry in Russia. I feel bad for Putin. Poor him. We're trying so hard, but nothing's happening.
A majority of those polled said they expect a lengthy regional conflict. 2/3 said they expect Russia to go to war against Ukraine. More than half said the regional conflict could even lead to a third world war. Publicly, it's not hard to hear from Russians on the street and from Russian state media the attitude of bluster. But privately, among oligarchs, economists and politicians, former and present, the reaction is one of fear.
Russia's economy has been plummeting like a falling bomber plane. The GDP growth has been going down and down and down. As for citizens, they will just feel that the already worsening economy is shifting towards crisis, or that the situation was worsened by sanctions. I think they would not care who's to blame.
Though Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov says Russia will not retaliate or fall into hysterics over the economic damage caused by sanctions, if Russian banks, defense and technology firms get squeezed by tumbling sales and a lack of financing, that could change. Tom Barton, CCTV, Moscow.